welcome back to HGTV Handmade. So one of my favorite crafts to do is to make everything super glam by bedazzling basically everything I own with rhinestones. If you've been watching my videos for a long time, you might remember my bedazzled sonic screwdrivers. Well, today I've got another bedazzling project, and we're gonna do a hot glue gun. I was inspired to do this project after reading Mr. Kate's new book, A Hot Glue Gun Mess, and on the cover she's holding a bedazzled hot glue gun, so I just needed to own one for myself. So obviously you're gonna start with a hot glue gun. I would recommend buying a new one for this because then you know that it's clean, and plus this is going to be more of a display piece than an actual craft supply. Now when I attach the rhinestones, they're not gonna sit totally flush next to each other, so you're going to be able to see the hot glue gun underneath. So rather than leave it red, I'm just going to spray paint it white. I mean, spray painting a hot glue gun, it's definitely something that people do, like, every day, right? It's not weird. I'm not weird. So first I used painter's tape to cover up anything that I didn't want to paint, and I put the cord in a Ziploc bag so that wouldn't get paint on it either. I also stuck a hot glue gun stick into the hot glue gun while I spray painted it so that the paint wouldn't get into any of the internal mechanisms. I did have to sacrifice a hot glue gun stick for this, but it was a lot easier than trying to tape off all of those little parts inside. So I took it outside and spray painted it white, and I made sure to flip it over to get the entire thing, get it from every angle. I let that dry for about an hour, and then it was time to start bedazzling it with these huge bags of rhinestones that I bought online. So at first I started with using Jewel It, which is used for attaching embellishments to fabric. I thought it would work fine, but to be honest, the glue was a little too slippery for plastic, so I switched to tacky glue, which I applied with a paintbrush, and that worked so much better. So there's no real skill to this, you just kind of attach the rhinestones in whatever pattern you want. I'd recommend putting the largest shapes on first and then kind of working your way down to the smallest rhinestones, but it's all kind of random depending on the curves of the hot glue gun and just whatever fits best in the section that you're working on. The main thing to keep in mind is to just do one side at a time. If the tacky glue is still wet, the rhinestones will start to slide around if you're turning the hot glue gun every which way. So keep an eye on them if they start sliding down the sides, and let each side dry for about like half an hour until you turn it over to work on the other side. So once you've covered the entire thing with rhinestones, let it dry overnight, and then you're finished. If you really want it to be a display piece or a photo prop, you could cut off the cord, but I enjoy that mine still works as a hot glue gun. I think it is fabulous. This thing is basically fit for a princess. It kind of reminds me of Cinderella's glass slipper, so maybe one night if I'm crafting until midnight, I need to go lose it outside somewhere, and then a prince will come find me and we'll live craftily ever after. Or maybe not. So I hope you guys enjoyed that craft. Let me know if you've read Mr. Kate's book yet. It's filled with all kinds of stories from her like weird, crazy life and DIY projects with a few different variations on each one. You guys know how much I love the variations on craft projects. I read the entire thing on an airplane the other day and I loved it. And look, she signed it to me when I went to her book release party. So down in the comments, I actually have a special request for you. I don't want to give you all the details quite yet, but in August we're going to be changing up our schedule a little, and all of our DIYs are going to be about back to school. So if you have any back to school DIY requests, whether it's decorating a dorm room or making school supplies, or if you want some study tips, let us know in the comments. You can be as specific or as general as you want. We just want to know what you want to see, and your idea might be featured in one of our videos. So if you want more Mr. Kate in your life, we actually had her on HGTV Handmade last year to talk about moving tips. Might be helpful if you're moving into a dorm room, so be sure to check that out if you haven't seen it yet. And if you want to do this project, I'm going to link to the exact hot glue gun and the rhinestones that I used down below. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm just going to be here admiring how sparkly and shiny and beautiful this hot glue gun is. I'll see you all again next week. Bye everyone!